starts now.
Good evening. Glad you're with us tonight. New details in a 45-year-old murder case that sent a man to death row.
The convicted killer always maintained his innocence, and now for the first time, former Greenville Police Chief Ken Miller tells 7 News about missing evidence that he calls a serious red flag. And Maxwell has that and other new developments in a story that you'll see only on 7 News.
In 1975, Lieutenant Frank Looper and his father Rufus Looper were shot in the head here in what was then a garage. Charles Wakefield was convicted and sentenced to death. He's now out on parole and says he didn't do it and he won't stop fighting for justice.
If I had committed the crime, I would have been at peace. It would have been, different.
Charles Wakefield spent decades in prison for a crime he says he didn't commit. A letter that he says supported that claim was uncovered during a cleaning of the law enforcement center in 2018. It appeared to be written by a girlfriend of former Greenville County Sheriff Cash Williams. According to a report from the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, that letter was addressed to the then Greenville police chief, claiming Wakefield was framed by deputies within the department. That Lieutenant Looper was killed because he planned to expose corruption in the sheriff's office. In 2018, that letter landed on the desk of Police Chief Ken Miller.
I was very concerned about the fact that this file was located in a locker that had been not issued in well over a decade, maybe 2 decades, and was not with the case file. And that's a serious red flag in any investigation.
Miller called in an attorney from the North Carolina Center on Actual Innocence to take Wakefield's case. Then, when the file containing the letter went missing again, Miller called state agents to investigate. The SLED report shows the Looper file kept getting passed along from person to person in the department, some of whom were in the police department when the Loopers were murdered.
I don't know that it was an accident or not. I find it very peculiar that that file has... Nobody has been able to locate that file. Out of all the files we have, that one file we have not been able to locate.
The solicitor's office declined to press charges related to the disappearance of the letter.
To charge somebody, you have to know that they had the intent to commit a crime, right? They had the intent to do something that was in fact a crime, and I don't know that they were ever able to establish that.
The solicitor is Walt Wilkins, the son of the prosecutor who helped convict Charles Wakefield. In addition to that letter, another possible piece of evidence turned up last year, a gun that matched the murder weapon, a .32 caliber Rossi handgun, found in possession of one of the main witnesses in the original case, Mae McIntyre. This week, Wakefield's attorney filed a motion to have that gun compared to the bullets that killed Frank and Rufus Looper.
The request was made by the solicitor that the testing be done by SLED. And I think SLED has been very involved in this case throughout. And again, if we want to get some confidence in the outcome, we need to go independent.
Friday, Wakefield and Miller, who resigned from the police department at the end of last year, met for the first time.
I think that's the next step, is to evaluate, again, the gun, that's a tangible object. It is consistent with facts in the investigation.
Solicitor Walt Wilkins did not respond to our request for comment tonight. We also reached out to the state attorney general's office about whether this is a conflict of interest. A spokesperson said the attorney general is not familiar with this case and can't comment. In Greenville, Ann Maxwell, 7 News.
We talked to the FBI, too, and a spokesperson there says that they did receive a copy of the original police file from the Greenville Police Department, but they couldn't comment on whether it is under investigation.